Hey everybody, I'm Richie Torrance from Richard's Atlanta, Keller Williams, and hey, are you thinking about moving to the Atlanta area and you keep hearing about the Cumberland Vinings over by the Braves Stadium? Well, stay tuned because I'm going to show you why I am loving life in the ATL living in this area. Alright, so let's talk about my favorite part of Atlanta, which is the Cumberland Vinings area. This is the area that I live in. Ever since I moved here 15 years ago, this is pretty much where I've been positioned at, between here, Sandy Springs some, and Decatur as well, but Cumberland Vinings has just always been home to me. And I said this in previous videos, just the proximity, right, between here and Midtown is like 5 to 7 minutes, with traffic maybe 12 minutes. If I want to get out in nature, it's just actually right across the street. You got the Battery with the Braves Stadium, which is one of my favorite parts of Atlanta, Georgia. I go there very regularly actually. You've got one of my favorite developments, One River Place, which is not too far from the Braves Stadium. It's actually right by the Chattahoochee River, which we're gonna go do a little tour. And then we're gonna show you why the Braves Stadium and this whole Cumberland Vinings area is so special. So, hey, let's go take a look. Okay, so the first place we're going to visit is downtown Vinings, and I want to show you why it's so incredibly special because, one of my favorite restaurants, and I'm always talking about restaurants, I guess I'm kind of a bit of a foodie, if you will, but you got Orient Express, and you got Vinings Jubilee, you've got just so much happening down there in the valley, as I call it, but it's just one of the most beautiful areas, and some of the houses around there will blow your mind. I mean, I think the average price point's upwards of like $4 million and above, that changes from area to area, but downtown Vinings is just one of the most gorgeous places in Atlanta. Very, very quaint, very chill, but at the same time, it's got this warmth about it that I love it. And that's one of the main reasons I've been drawn to this area so much. All right, so let's talk about the Battery. When it was first developed, a lot of people around Atlanta were like really upset about it. And I could see their perspective on it. For me, just knowing, the Cumberland Vinings area, I was like, wow, this is going to be amazing. I mean, traffic was already horrible. And I have to say, maybe it's because I'm a little south from there. I don't experience like the thick of the traffic, but I think they've done an amazing job handling the traffic. I'm very impressed. And the Braves games, I mean, just going into the Battery with, once again, all the restaurants, like my Goldberg Deli, that's the one I go to right there. They got their food court, you got office spaces, you've got the Roxy Theater, which I've seen some great shows there. But once again, we got Truist Park. And, I love the old Braves Stadium. I've always loved the Braves Stadium. But Truist Park is really special, and they also have great concerts there. I just missed the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I was so bummed, but that's the kind of groups that are coming through. Zach Brown plays there regularly. Lady Gaga was there last week. So, there's just so much happening at the Battery. And great job with the parking. They even give you free parking, for certain hours. Now, if it's a game day, I can't speak to that because I see everybody waving their flags like 25 here, 40 here. I'm like, no thank you. I'll just walk from my place, right? So, but the Battery is just such a unique development. I'm so glad they brought it here. Just thank you, Atlanta. So anybody that knows me and has spent a lot of time in the car with me knows that my favorite Starbucks is right at Northside Drive and Powers Ferry. I will go 20 minutes out of my way just to go to this particular Starbucks. They're just the coolest people. I love them. I pull up and they're like, hey, Richie. I'm like, yes. And they're like, you want one or two of them? I'm like, man, I love that.
Hey Richie, how are you doing today?
My man, what's happening?
Nothing much. Getting your usual?
Oh, I'm so predictable, huh?
No, did you still want the liquid cane or not today?
No liquid cane today.
Okay.
It's like they treat me like family, and they know that I adore them immensely. And I'm gonna show you a little preview of the Starbucks and show you why it's so magical. If you're in the area, go by there. And you'll be surprised, because if you go through and it's wrapped around the building, it'll be like, and you're out of there. I'm like, hashtag, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm gonna ask a favor when I get to the window, but I'll ask you when I get there.
All right, I'll see you at the window.
All right, thanks.
welcome.
I love them. This is the fastest Starbucks in all of Atlanta. You know. Hey, what's happening? How you doing?
Not much. How you doing?
Oh man, we're getting content from our YouTube channel.
YouTube channel?
Yeah, and we're featured.
What's your YouTube channel?
It's Richie. Well, I changed the name. I'll give you information later. Can we come inside and just get a little footage of y'all saying something about me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we're here at my favorite Starbucks. I come here sometimes 4 or 5 times a day. I know everybody's like, Richie, what are you thinking? But you know what? It's my thing. Some people like go out and get drunk, whatever they do. I just drink unsweet tea. Now my mom's always like, Richie, what do you pay for unsweet tea? Come on, son. But you know what? Each his own. But let's go meet the people that every time I see them, I'm just like, oh, I love them. Because I do, and you'll see why. All right, let's go. Here we go. Boom. My favorite Starbucks. How do y'all remember my order every time?
I don't take your order too much, so I don't remember it.
Just the black tea, you know, it's just you know.
Yeah.
Always get it, no water, either the bumps or the no bumps, but you always get it. So, or that spinach wrap.
voice.
Like that spinach
Just the
wrap.
voice. I figured you must own the store or
I
something.
do. I've always wanted to do this.
Really?
And so this is my dream job.
Did you build this one?
I brought it here
Oh, really?
because it was an old Wendy's. I just
I
moved down
remember.
the street in 2015, down at One River Place.
Right.
And it was an old Wendy's. And I just said, this needs to be a Starbucks. I finally moved to a community I could be part of. And this is how I did it.
Really?
So they hired me 2 months before my 65th, okay?
Pasta tea and pasta latte.
Thank you so much.
You're so
I'll
welcome.
see you in a couple hours.
Yep, couple hours.
All right, so there's a development around the Cumberland Vinings area that I have been speaking about for years. I think it's one of the most amazing properties and developments in all of Atlanta. And I'm talking about One River Place. And it's right down the road from the Starbucks. It's about a mile and a half from, Truth Park, the Battery, and it's right on the Chattahoochee River. And it's unlike any other property, any other development in all of Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, you got condos, you got townhomes, you got luxury level. If you need to spend, you can get in $250, and this is at the year 2022. This video, by the time you see it, it may be a different price point, but at this point, you can get in at $250 all the way up to around upwards around 800, 900,000. I've seen properties go up into the million price point, but it's just when you see the amenities, you see their clubhouse, you see the multiple pools they have. Their fitness room is like nicer than LA Fitness, period. They got park areas connected to the Chattahoochee River, and there's just, that community has so much to offer. And that's a place I've actually thought about moving now. The place I'm living in now, River West, which is an amazing development as well. The view that I have of Vinings Mountain, I don't know that I'm ever going to leave here. Like my dad says, he's like, Richie boy, don't sell that condo. So this is probably gonna be with me for the rest of my life, which will be in the Cumberland Vinings area. But yeah, let's check out One River Place real quick. Now you're gonna see why One River Place is one of my favorite developments of all time in the Vinings Cumberland area. Let's go take a look at the amenities, all right? Don't get me wrong now, spending $300, $400, $500 on a gym membership every month and a trainer is really good, but hold on a second, if you live in here, you don't need all that. Boom. So, say if you're in the entertainment industry or dancing, or say you're a performer and you gotta work on your little moves, you got this room right here, and you get your triples on, boy. So let's take a look at what 300,000 or below will get you in the condo world in the Vinings Cumberland area. Yeah, buddy, come on.
One of my mentors once asked me, what's your goal as far as purchasing a home? And it was always, I want a townhome in One River Place, and this is exactly why. You can see why One River Place is one of my favorite developments of all time. As you can see from the amenities, this place is just absolutely spectacular. It's magical, as I say. Hope you enjoyed.